Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Today we're going to be doing a very particular type of video where I asked on Instagram all these different things about things that didn't pertain to books, but they actually did and nobody knew about it. So I asked on Instagram what my followers' favorite insect was. Randomly, just out of the blue. I do that a lot over on my Instagram, so if you're not following me, you should. Everything is down in the description box below, but we have a good time over there. Yeah, and I asked them what their favorite type of insect was, and they chose butterflies. So that's what we're reading in today's video. We're reading books either that have butterfly in the title, butterfly on the cover, something about butterfly in the description. And I went on my bookshelves and looked all through it. Here's some clips about that. And I also went online and found some books that have, butterfly in the title and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, we're going to talk about the books that I have, and then we're going to actually read the butterfly books that I have picked out. The first poll that I put up was, which one of these books should I read first? So either this one or this one. And the poll says, drumroll please, this one. Everyone wanted me to read this. It was like a no-brainer. Everyone picked this book except 3 people. Thank you for those 3 people because I really wanted to read this one. Hopefully I'll get around to it. But the first book that I'm going to start reading is Totally Awkward Love Story. So yeah, thank you for voting. I'm a little over halfway through this book and it's really cute still. It is about Hannah and Sam and their group of friends, and Hannah and Sam are like always meeting up, not intentionally, but they do, and they have feelings for each other and they like each other, and it's really cute, but they're awkward, and it's just a really cute young adult romance. And it has a lot of other topics that we'll talk about later, but I just wanted to fill you in and let you know that I'm halfway through this book and I'm still enjoying it. So it's late. I'm gonna go read some more and then probably fall asleep. Hello. Just got done playing basketball with my husband and I'm very hot. I'm also wearing a mock turtleneck, or whatever this thing is. So yeah, it's not the attire that you should wear when you are playing basketball. But anyways, I wanted to check in with you, tell you that I finished this book. I'm gonna give it 3.5 stars. This was a cute YA about a girl named Hannah and about a guy named Sam, and they always find themselves going back to each other, seeing each other out. They have stupid little arguments. They drink. They go out with their friends, those typical young 20s, and they're at the point in their lives where they're about to go to college. So that has a lot to do with it. This book also dives very deeply into friendships and how toxic some friendships can be, how good some friendships could be. being a best friend with somebody who is very, very popular, and somebody like Hannah, her best friend is super pretty. Boys always like her. She kind of feels left out. She loves her best friend. She feels guilty about feeling that way, but she just wants somebody like her too. And then she meets Sam and they hit it off. And then, like, obstacles keep getting in their way of being together. And then, like I said, too, they have stupid little arguments. This is more than just a love story between, romantic people, like two romantic people. This is also a love story about yourself, loving yourself for who you are, loving your friends, overcoming things, growing. This is a really good coming of age story. And it was really cute. I'm giving it 3.5 out of 5 stars though, because it just didn't hit in the right way for me when it comes to these type of stories. I really like my contemporaries to be hard contemporaries. I don't know if I'm the right audience for this because, I'm not young 20s anymore, but it did make me think about when I was young and 20, in my younger 20s, and I did connect with Hannah a lot in a way, but I also was like, stupid decisions, just dumb. And you get it from Hannah's perspective and Sam's perspective. What's his name? Tom writes Sam's perspective, so you are reading from a guy's perspective, not a woman writing a guy's perspective or a man writing a girl's perspective. They write in, like, Tom writes in Sam's, Lucy writes in Hannah's perspective. So I liked that aspect. But, it's a young adult, young love, stupid decisions, but it was cute. If you were a younger 20-year-old and you're looking for a cute, contemporary, lighthearted book that also dives into friendships and love and stuff like that, pick it up. You might really enjoy it. But yeah, so on to the next one. So I was going to update you on the book that I was going to read next because I put a poll on Instagram. Put it right here. Put a poll on Instagram, and it's a 50-50 right now. So I'm going to give it like 30 more minutes to see if anyone else replies. Those of you that did reply, thank you so much. But yeah, I'm just going to wait 30 more minutes because it's at 23 hours right now, and it's 50-50. So in the next clip, you'll see which one I read. Hey everyone, I am here to check in with you on this video. I started reading The Butterfly Effect by Meg Becker last night, and I got to about the 65% mark before I fell asleep. Okay, so let me say this. This is a very steamy romance. It's very angsty. It's very, they want each other, but they don't want each other. It's office romance. It's a grumpy sunshine romance, that kind of thing. But William is supposed to be like this super good looking, very domineering, very corporate dude who is very jealous. He's also very, like I said, domineering. He is bossy and all that kind of stuff. There is a fine line, very fine line, that I like domineering men in my romances. Do I care if they're domineering towards other people? No. But do I care if they're domineering towards my heroine? Yes. I don't like that at all. At all. He, like I said, he's just very bossy, and anything, I know that people love this, but I can't stand it. If a dude talks to Jules, her name is Jules, by the way. If a dude talks to Jules, William is super jealous, and I can't stand that. Who cares if she talks to another dude? Who cares? The only thing that I care about in my romances, when it comes to other guys talking to the girls or vice versa, is if they are cheating, or if, the other person that's talking to the love interest crosses the line. And then like William, for this instance, if Jules was talking to a man that crossed the line with Jules, I would say yes, William has every right to say something to that dude. But if the dude's just talking to her, why does it matter? He says he doesn't do games, and he says he's not jealous, but he is all of the above, like straight up, and it's getting on my nerves. Hopefully it kind of goes another way, but if it keeps going like this, it's 2-star. Just logged off for the day. We are about to go to Walmart, and we are also going to go to this place called the Hippie Butterfly, and I'll show some footage of that store. And then I'll come back and show you what I got. Hello. So I'm here to check in with you in my butterfly shirt. You know, the whole point of this video. So I ended up finishing Chase the Butterflies by Meg Barker, and it ended up giving it 2.5 out of 5 stars. Like I said in my previous clip about this specific video, or about the specific book, didn't like William. He's not my favorite hero. I didn't mind Jules all that much, but William just kind of just like me the entire novel. I was just like,
I pooped in the pipe really big.
High five. So proud of you. But I just didn't like William, and he just put me in a bad mood. Like the entire time I was just like rushing through to read it just so I could get done with it and be done with him, because no, I did not like him at all. The story went the way that I thought that it was going to. They had their happily ever after. It was very fast paced. They fell in love really quickly. It was just a lot of that, and there was just really no communication between them at all. Like, he was a butthole, and then he apologized, and then she forgave him for everything, and then yada yada yada. Just very mediocre romance. And I have realized that as I've gotten older, I don't care for those romances anymore. I think if I was younger, I would have absolutely loved it. But William's supposed to be 36, and Jules is supposed to be in her early 30s as well, and they don't act like it at all, and that drove me nuts. They acted like young 20-year-olds, you know, and just wasn't my cup of tea. Just wasn't my cup of tea. So right now, I am getting ready for my friend's wedding. And I have a whole lot of stuff in front of me right now. I have all this. I haven't done makeup. That's my makeup drawer. I haven't done my own makeup in a really long time, just besides mascara. Like, I haven't gotten full glam in a really long time. And I'm not even gonna do my hair or attempt to do my hair. It's gonna look like this, but it's gonna be a lot more like slicked back and tight and not clipped, you know? But I don't know. So we'll see how it goes. And then I'll show you the results. But before we do that, I mean, this video is all about butterfly stuff, right? So I have ordered something on Etsy. As of right now, this is my ring dish. It's just a cap to, it's a cap to my bobby pin box, or what, holder. And I just put my rings in there before I take a bath, or before I wash my face, or do anything that pertains to getting my hands dirty, because I don't like to get my rings dirty. So I bought a new ring dish. So let's open it. It comes in this cute little box, and it, you know, like this. And there's a little card that thanking me for, you know, supporting a small business. But here's this, and I'm gonna try to open it with one hand. It's very hard. Oh no, it's double knotted. So, you know, this video is supposed to be all about butterflies, right? And okay, got the ribbon off. The darker one. Yeah. And you gotta try it on first, but yeah, should be fun. And this is what my new ring dish looks like. It has a butterfly in it. It's really pretty. That's gonna be my new ring dish. Yay. Say hi. That's my date. But this is my new ring dish. It's really pretty. Stephanie has put her little stamp on the back. This is the card. It's really cute. This whole shop is just like handmade woodworking things, and I think that is awesome. But I'm going to show you what it looks like on my counter. And there it is on my counter with my rings in it. Yay, I love it. But I put a new poll up on my Instagram, and I'm waiting for what the results are. Of course, it's going to be right here for you. I want to read a thriller, so I am giving the people the option of picking between the Sorrow book, I can't remember the full name of it, or the Whisper Man. Both of those sound amazing, and I really just want to get into some sort of hard-hitting thriller, horror, that type of thing. And I'm just awaiting what the people choose. Again, if you're not following me on Instagram, you need to. But yeah, so that poll is up right now, and I'm just waiting. I'm going to check it after the wedding just to see what it's looking like. And then, yeah, you'll see what I'm reading in the next clip. Maybe. I don't know. I might pop back on and show you what I look like after I glam. Hello, I'm here to update you on this video. So the poll said The Whisper Man by Alex North. I ended up getting over the halfway mark last night. This book is just as creepy as I wanted it to be. It's super fast paced. The chapters are short and choppy, and we're getting a lot of different point of views for the story, but it's not so many point of views that it's confusing. It's point of views to where it's gonna like continue to grab you in, and I really like that. The main people that we're following is Tom and an investigator named Pete. And the whole premise of this story is that 20 years ago there was a serial killer going around whispering into children's windows, getting them to think that he was their friend, and then he was abducting them, and yep, he's a serial killer. So that is what this is about. 20 years later, things start happening like that again, and Pete was the main investigator on the case 20 years ago. He caught the guy, and now it's happening again. So we're following Tom as well, and we find out something about Tom and Pete around the 50% mark that I wasn't expecting, and I thought it was a really good twist. And it's just like super creepy. Very creepy. The town that they're living in, weird things just happen all the time. People have accepted that. There's a lot of like superstition around the town. There's a lot of stories around the town. The kids know a specific rhyme about the Whisper Man, and if you don't do what the rhyme tells you to do, you know how kid things work. But it's just super creepy, and being a mom, this book is really scary because we are following children. Like, this is happening to children. It's not happening to grown adults, it's happening to kids. And we all know the innocence that kids have. And when people pry on that innocence, it's very scary. And like I said, being a mom and my baby, he's very innocent when it comes to talking to people. We have to really watch him. And it's just terrifying to know that this could actually happen. Like, this could happen, which is scary. Very, very scary, because, if it can really happen, it makes you think a little bit more. Yes, it is a book, but true crime, this is like, if you're a true crime lover, you will really like this book. Totally. You will really, really like this book. I love true crime, which says a lot about me. I love true crime, and reading this story makes me really think about some of the cases that I've already heard of before, But I'm on my lunch break. Well, I'm taking about 15 minutes for lunch. Breakfast. Lunch of Champions. I got my little LaCroix over here. I got me a YouTube video about to start going, which is true crime. And I am gonna hopefully make a good way through this book tonight. I don't know if I'll finish it, But tonight I am feeling a bath bomb, and I went on Etsy and I bought a cute little butterfly bath bomb. It smells like raspberries. I'm excited, so you will see this happening later on. And yeah, that is my update.
They're eating some hay.
Are they? Hey everyone, here to check in with you on this. I finished this last night. I'm going to give this 5 stars. It had me gripped from the very beginning. It kept me on my toes. It kept me guessing. It just did all the things for me that a thriller is supposed to. I am going to continue reading Alex North. I like his writing style. I like that he is very captivating with his writing. I like that he fleshes out all of his characters. All the characters in this book were very well done, I believe. In my opinion, they were. And I really liked this book. It was terrifying in its own way. It was also had some funny moments to it. Dark humor. Oh my god, but go away. Some dark humor. It was just all around a really, really good book, and I read it in about 27 hours, something like that. Very quick read. Chapters are super short, and I liked all the characters in this book. So there's that. The next butterfly thing that I wanted to show you that we are going to be doing as a fam bam is this. This is a butterfly house, and when you flap this little flap down, it has those little things inside for butterflies, so like caterpillars can grow in there, and during the winter you close the little flap and they can cocoon and they can become butterflies. And then during the summer, that little tray, the yellow thing right there, is for nectar. The white thing is for like fresh fruit, because butterflies really like to eat fresh fruit. And yeah, I just thought that it would be a really cool activity for me and Charles and Chris, because Charles really likes naturey stuff. So figured this would be a fun activity, and it has a hook on the back. You can put it on your fence. That's where we're going to put it. They recommend that you put it in direct sunlight, and part of our fence, that part of our fence back there, is like the perfect place to put it because the sun hits there around this time of day every day. So yeah, and we already have some butterflies around here, so they'll have a cute little place to like chill. I don't know. This was the #1 homeschooling thing for science projects because it's all year, and Charles really likes this kind of stuff, so figured it'd be a perfect opportunity to do some sciencey things and teach my baby how, like, the developments of butterflies, because he really likes butterflies too. And the poll that I put up was picking between 2 books. One was Dark and Steamy, and then the other one is Forbidden and Magnetic. I just asked you what type of romances you like. And the winner is Chase the Butterflies by Monica James. It's supposed to be super dark. It's supposed to be very steamy as well. It's about Victoria and Jude, and Victoria has had something traumatic happen to her in her life that she is trying to like run from. And then Jude also has a very dark past. I personally really like dark and steamy romances better than anything else, so this is hopefully going to be right up my alley. I am at the 30-page mark of this book, and I'm already really enjoying Victoria. Even though something traumatic has happened to her, she's still trying to live her life, and she's going to do it on her own. Except Jude's coming into her life as well. So we'll see how it goes, and then I'll update you once I get to the halfway mark. Hello people, so I'm sorry that the lighting is a little off. It's super gloomy outside today, and you can like see my computer screen and everything, but I wanted to check in with you on this video. It's been a couple days because I have been super busy and very tired, but I finished Chase the Butterflies by Monica James. I don't even know if I checked in halfway through. I don't remember. If I did, I'm sure you already saw that, but I gave this book 4.5 stars. I really loved this book. It was very emotional. It was dark. It was steamy. It had all the components that I like in my romances, especially now that I'm older, and it was just a really sweet story. It did focus a lot on Jude and what's her name? Jude and Victoria's relationship. Like, of course it's a romance, it's about them, but it also pulled in a lot of family aspects that I really love. Jude has a 6-year-old son. His name is Angus, and we get to see him interact with his son a lot, and it was very sweet. We also get to see Victoria interact with Angus a lot, and it was very sweet as well. And it was just like, at some points I was crying. Like, I haven't had a book made me cry in a really long time, and this made me cry. It made me feel all the emotions. It made me feel sadness. It made me feel happiness. It made me feel like butterflies in my stomach. It just made me feel a lot, and that's what I look for in my romance, especially now that I'm older. I want emotional, dark, steamy romances that are gonna, you know, make me feel things, and this book did it. The reason I took off a half a star is because some of these scenes, especially after we find out the big reveal about the halfway mark, they kind of got jumbled together and they were hard to follow at some time. There's another bug. How come in every single video there are bugs? Anyways, it was kind of hard to follow at times because we're kind of going from like out there in the world to in Victoria's mind, and I think there needed to be some separation between those scenes, but otherwise this book was solid. There was some outdated language in this book I didn't really agree with, but I can like, that goes into the half star as well. So I think that if you're looking for an emotional book that has a really good twist to it, I'm not going to tell you about the twist because I don't want to ruin it for you, but if you're just looking for a dark, emotional, steamy romance, pick this up. It's really good. It was published in 2018, and I think it follows along with the type of romances that people are wanting to read now, especially who are a little older, you know, in their 30s, maybe their 40s. And it was really good. And I also think that younger people, like young adults, would enjoy this book too, all the way around. I think a lot of people would enjoy it, especially if you love romance. But I am waiting for the next book to come up on my poll. I'm going to go ahead and insert the picture here. I picked The Butterfly Code or The Butterfly House as my next books. And one of them is the Butterfly Code is the first book in a series, whereas The Butterfly House is the third book in a series. And I want to know what the people think. Like, are you a rule breaker and you read books in whatever order you want to, or are you like a no, you got to start at the very beginning? Because me personally, I'm a rule breaker. And sometimes I realize, okay, you know, you have to go back and you have to read the first one. Because if a book sounds good, even if it's in a series, I'm gonna want to pick that one up first. Unless I just don't know what's going on, then I'll pick up the rest. But that's just me. But I'm waiting to see what the people say to pick up my next book while I am awaiting. As you know, I read The Butterfly Effect. So now I'm gonna watch The Butterfly Effect with Ashton Kutcher. If y'all don't know what this is, this was, let me go back. This was, I guess I should look at you. This is a 2004, like it came out in 2004. It has Ashton Kutcher in it. It's a thriller, so it has nothing to do with like romance or anything. Well, there is romance in here. I haven't seen this since I was a teenager. I graduated high school in 2009. So when it came out, I would have been like 13 maybe, if I did the math correct. I don't know. Is that 5 years? Yeah, something like that. Anyways, I was young, so I probably didn't really understand a lot of it. So I wanted to rewatch it. And it's because, you know, I read The Butterfly Effect by Meg Becker, I believe. I don't remember her name. I'm sure there's a picture up beside my head. Who knows? But I'm going to watch this, and then I'm going to tell you how I feel about it after I watch it. Does that sound cool? Anyways, waiting on the next book. I'll tell you how I feel about this movie. It has a 4.5 star out of 6,000 reviews. I don't remember anything about it. I just remember Ashton Kutcher was in it, and I was like, Ashton Kutcher is good looking, so I'm gonna watch it. And that's all I really paid attention to when I was younger, so we'll see. Don't pay attention to how dirty my screen is. Intense. Here to update you on this video. I'm still reading The Butterfly Code. I'm about 60% into that. I guess I should give you an update. So The Butterfly Code, it is about this person named Eris and this guy named Hunter. And Eris doesn't really know a lot about her background. She's kind of confused on a lot of things in her life because she's kept in the dark about them, but then she finds out some stuff about her mom, and now she knows that she has been, like, modified as a human, like genetically modified as a human, and her and Hunter have this, like, intense super pull towards each other, but Hunter doesn't want to bring Eris into what he is doing, but Eris is like, no, I really like you, so we're gonna do this. Crazy things are happening right now. I'm enjoying this book. It's very fast paced. It's very like action packed. Well, okay, I'll take that back. It's not action. It's not very fast paced at the very beginning. It was actually kind of slow getting into it, but once you actually like get to about the 20% mark, I would say, that's when it's just like boom, and it's super action packed, and I'm really enjoying it. I've noticed that when it comes to science fiction, if it's a romance science fiction, I love it. Especially if it's like a suspense romance, you know. This book, I think I said at the beginning, it was like a kind of romance / thriller, but I think it's more of a suspense romance than it is a thriller book. But anyways, like I said, I am enjoying it. It's pretty cool so far, and I hope that it stays the way that it's going, because if it stays the way it's going, it's at least going to be a 4-star. It is time for another round. This book, well, here's the Instagram post. I should show you that first. So the next thing is to kind of like kill 2 birds with 1 stone, you know. So I put this Instagram post up, and if you read the little buttons, it says the light or the dark and disturbing book, which is the Butterfly Garden. And then also this one, which is the light-hearted and hopeful book. Obviously, people don't want to read the light-hearted and hopeful book right now because this one did not win. So we're going to put that one over there in the other stack of books that are for this video. We're going to be reading the Butterfly Garden, which is supposed to be super dark, super disturbing, really hard to get through. I got the audiobook for it just in case I don't want to read the actual, I have it on my Kindle, in case I don't want to actually read the book with my eyeballs, and if I want to just listen to it. Sometimes that's how I can get through super disturbing books, just by listening to them while I'm doing other things, so I'm not super like invested in them and freaking myself out. So that's the next book we're going to read in this video. Also, I'm glad that this one got picked because we actually went on a little family trip to the botanical gardens that is here where I live, and we went to the butterfly house. So I'll show you some clips are going in probably right now. See it?
Yeah, he called me.
So I'm here to update you on this video. I ended up finishing The Butterfly Code and I gave it 4 stars like I thought that I would. I thought that it was a really good suspense romance. It did have some thrilling parts and I can see why the author is calling it a thriller, but I wouldn't say that it's like the typical thrillers that we read where it has to do with like murder and all that kind of stuff. There is that in here, but it's more action packed than it is anything, and I really enjoyed the story. Again, I'm figuring out that when it comes to science fiction, I would like for it to be a suspense romance or have some sort of romance in it. And yeah, I really liked this book. It had, like I said, it was full of action. It took it a little bit to get there to all the action, but once the action started happening, it just started like, it was just fast, you know? And I really liked that aspect of it. It kept me on my toes, and I immediately wanted to jump into the next book because this book leaves off with a really big cliffhanger, and I want to know what happens. So, Eris and Hunter, I like them as a couple. They're pretty much made for each other. Hunter's very brooding. He is a little standoffish at first because he knows that he shouldn't want to be with Eris for specific reasons. You find out those reasons. They're valid, but Eris is like, I really don't care. And then they're together, and it's just really, it's very, in my opinion, sweet. And they also have this special connection, and it's just a really good book. Like, it was really good. Now I'm reading The Butterfly Garden, completely different tone altogether. It's very interesting. I'm about 46% in, and I'm really liking it. It is kind of slow paced, but I'm flying through it because I just want to know again what happens, you know. And the main character in here, I think we're reading like from a just detective's perspective, plus we're also reading from the girl, one of the girls that was in this specific butterfly garden. All the girls in this butterfly garden were kidnapped, and terrible things are happening to them. The person who is being interviewed, she could be involved, she could not be involved. She's going through her story and everything like that, and it's just very scary because it actually could happen, you know. And yeah, it's just a completely different tone. I'm liking it though. These are my kind of books. Like, the darker the better, you know. But it's kind of reminding me of Criminal Minds a little bit. I did actually see a review saying that it was one of the episodes in Criminal Minds, but I can see where they're coming from. But it's a little bit more brutal, honestly. It's really scary, actually. And yeah, I also wanted to show you something that I got recently dealing with butterflies, because you know this video is all about butterflies. And I ended up getting, there's a pin attached. Wow, okay. Oops. Ended up getting these little butterfly magnets to go on my fridge because we need some more magnets, and this supports the monarch butterflies, like their migration. And I will support small businesses, small things like this. So yeah, I just wanted to show you my little clips. They're really cute, and I'll show you them on my fridge. But I am going to continue to read The Butterfly Garden tonight, and I will check in with you because I'm probably going to end up finishing this book tonight, most likely. It's one of those. Hello, so I'm here to update you on this video. I ended up finishing The Butterfly Garden, and I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. This book is very disturbing. It's very sad, but it also has a lot of talk about friendship and how to deal with grief and how and what people will do to survive when they are in unfortunate circumstances. If you don't know what this book is about, it is about this man who basically, well, not basically, he kidnaps women and he hoards them in his butterfly garden, and he essentially holds them hostage and terrible, terrible things happen to them when in his care. He takes care of them, but at specific instances in their life and all that, he does things to them. And you need to go into this book knowing that this whole book itself is a complete trigger warning in itself. So please be prepared if you want to read this book. But I thought that it was very well done. While it is very disturbing and very dark, it did have a lot of light in it as well. It also had some humor in it. I really liked the side characters, and there's a lot of twists and turns in here. Just go into this book in a good mindset, knowing that you are probably going to be traumatized, because this story could actually happen, y'all. It's very, I mean, it happens every day. I don't know in like the specific way that the man kidnaps the girls and holds them hostage and everything, but it's something that could happen, you know. So it's very scary in that aspect, and I can see why this is considered a horror book, because it is horrific what these women have to go through and what these girls have to go through. So that is that. But the next poll that I have, I forgot to take a little screenshot of like the original poll, but the next poll I have is asking about a character, like what's your favorite character's name. It was between Ivory Keene in All That Glitters, or Jep Corner in The Butterfly House. And as you can see from the graphic, I will be reading All That Glitters next in this video. So I'll update you at 50% in. My phone's slipping out of my hand. Oh god. Now that the phone like literally jumped out of my hand out of nowhere, I'm going to be reading this book next. I'm going to fill you in at 50%. This book is about a woman named Ivory Keene. She is a, what are they called? It says a design contest has landed her at a prestigious job in New York. And this is an office romance. It was written in 1992. So interested to see how some of these things go in this book. If you see that, that's my little notes on this book. But she like lands her dream job. She meets this man. Office romance. There's a lot of secrets in here. There's supposed to be a lot of like, you know, angst in here. Maybe some enemies to lovers thing going on. But the actual step back in this book is very 1920s, all glitz and glam. So I'm excited to read this. Some of the reviews are a little on this book, so we'll see how it goes. But yep, that's what I'm going to be reading next. Hello, so I'm here to update you on this video. I am at the halfway mark of All That Glitters by Susan Kyle. But first I wanted to show you this little thing. This little thing that I got in the mail. It's butterfly themed, obviously. And it's, I don't know, we'll see. Oh, that's pretty. It's really pretty. So it has little daisies, and then it has little, come on camera, here we go. It has little daisies and butterflies. It's a little bookmark. It's really cute. I like it. I like the tassel on it. I got this off of Etsy. And yeah, it's homemade. So very pretty. Okay, it's not going to focus again. But there's that. And it's going to go in my book right now. Okay. So, okay, cool. Anyways, here is my update for this. The dialogue in this book is horrible. I have never rolled my eyes so much in a book before in my life. With dialogue. Dialogue is no good. The story itself isn't that bad, but I don't particularly like Ivy, or Ivory, whatever her name is. Ivory. I don't like her. She's very young, naive. She does have a lot of baggage, and not baggage, but she does have a lot of trauma that has gone on in her life. But she's also super obsessed with riches and money and fame, and that's all she talks about. If she doesn't have like the best clothes, she's no good. The reason why she feels like sometimes Curry in here doesn't like her is because she's not rich like him, and he's always tells her it's not that at all. But then he is talking about her age. She's 22, he's 37, so there's a big age gap here. But he, like, just the way that they talk to each other is just, the descriptions in this book aren't bad. But the dialogue in this book is just like, it's throwing me off big time, man. And it's, I don't know. I'm gonna finish it because it's a quick read, but I don't know. At this point, it's probably like a 2-star. My eyeballs are hurting. Yeah, it's probably like a 2-star at this point because I'm not really enjoying it all that much. But this book is about Ivory Keene. She wins a contest. She wins a fashion contest for this prestigious job in Houston, Texas. I also told you wrong. This is not a book set in the 20s. I don't know why I thought that. This is a modernized book. It was written in 1995. I believe I told you 1992 before, but it was 95. And it's in modern day. So they're talking about like computers and just like modernized stuff. And when I was reading that, I was like, huh? Wait, okay. So anyways, it is 1995. And Ivory wins this prestigious fashion opportunity, and she lands a job. She doesn't land the job that she wants, but miraculously in the book she is able to get senior designer within like 3 months of being at the company because of Curry. She does have a lot of talent, and that's what he sees in her, but I also think that he is also enamored by her too, and that's why she gets it. But everyone in this book is super mean to Ivory, except like 2 people. She's a victim. She's a damsel in distress. She does come from a horrific background, like I said. Her mom is a piece of work. But it's just one of those books, like, everyone's against her except the guy and her best friend. And everybody else is wrong except her and the guy and her best friend. You get what I'm saying? So it's just one of those books. And, you know, I don't like those books. But continue reading and then I'll let you know. Maybe it'll get better. I don't know. Me in the future. So I am editing the video that you're watching right now, and I forgot to film how I felt about All That Glitters. I'll let you know, I gave it 2 stars. I didn't like the book. And that's really all you need to know, is that I gave it 2 stars and I didn't like the book. But we'll continue on with the video now. Wanted to fill you in on this butterfly house. I am at the halfway mark already. I'm using my little beautiful butterfly bookmark that I am enjoying so much. It's like the most prettiest bookmark I've ever had in my life, honestly. I'll show you again. Hold on, let me get it on my book. That's so pretty. That's like so pretty. Anyways, this book right here, I can see why it's so hyped, because this book is freaking good. I have gotten through 172 pages in about a day and a half, and I am just flying through it, and I'm only reading it at nighttime after I get off work, so I only have like maybe 3-4 hours a day after I get off work to read it. But I'm loving it. It's so twisty and turny. I really have no idea who the killer is in this book, because there are a lot of characters being introduced, but the author's doing a really good job at putting them in categories with the other characters, you know. The camera died. So anyways, as I was saying, rudely interrupted, the author of this book does a really good job at like throwing a lot of characters at you, but in a condensed way to where you can actually understand how the characters like go together, you know, and how the story is progressing. I don't like it when an author is just going to throw a bunch of characters at you just to kind of throw you off. All of these characters have a purpose and a meaning in this book, and I really love that. So this book is about a detective named Jep, and his his partner is on maternity leave, so he's having a hard time with that too. But he is also in the middle of a race to catch the serial killer of who, like, the serial killer is killing people and then tossing them into fountains after they've been, like, their blood's been drained and stuff like that. And it's happening over a set amount of days. This book is by days, by the way. And the prologue of this completely, like, I now understand what the prologue was about, but it was just very like, okay, that's how this book is going to be, cool. But the author's writing style is so beautiful that it doesn't feel as brutal as it is, because it's not lyrical, but their writing is just like very nice to read, and it takes away the punch that the book is, like, the effect that the book is having on you. But then it also makes you feel really icky, because it's like, it's a beautiful writing, but the content of this book is not beautiful at all. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you know what I'm saying. I hope I'm making sense. But it's really nice to read, even though the subject matter is not nice at all. And I'm just enjoying this book. I can see why it's so hyped, and I went ahead and bought the next 3 books. Like, this is a book in a series. Let me just, there we go. My arm is about to fall off. But this is a book in a series, and I went ahead and bought the first one. The second one is it's called Blood Moon, but this is a translated work. I forgot to mention that. But the translator of these works their name is Tara Chase. This is a Norwegian writer, by the way. And there's a lot of Norwegian history and talk in this book too, which I really enjoy. I'm learning a lot about that. But it's fascinating to me. And this is the type of book that I would watch if it was a movie or a TV series. Like, that's how good it is. That's how dramatic it is. It's like you're actually watching what's going on, and I love that in my books, especially my thrillers. And it's just like, it's a really good book so far. I like it. Hopefully it keeps going the way it is. I still, like I said, I don't know who the killer is. And I am starting to see the puzzle pieces coming together of why the people who are dying. So it's just a very well crafted book, and I'm enjoying it. So that's my update of this book for Butterflies. I finished The Butterfly House and ended up giving it 4.5 out of 5 stars. I thought that it was a really good book, kept me entertained, it kept me guessing throughout the whole book. I really just, like, I love this in my thrillers when I am enamored from the very beginning and I just keep, like, wanting to read, you know. I also loved this author's writing style. I thought that it was very well done. It was very easy to follow, especially since there's so many characters in this book. I also enjoyed all the twists and turns. I enjoyed the ending. I enjoyed a lot of this book. So there's that. I also think that this book has a lot of very important conversations about women and going through, after having a baby, dealing with having to be on maternity leave, dealing with postpartum. There's a lot of really good discussion in here. I really connected with Annette. She's the one who just had a baby, and I felt for her, because I went through the same thing that she's going through in this book, about feeling bad because not having that immediate connection with their child, and the other parent having that immediate connection and thinking you're doing something wrong, and also nursing and all these different topics. And it's just, it was like that. When I first had Charles, I didn't feel that immediate connection that I thought that I should have. Turned out to be postpartum, like part of my postpartum, but then we had like this weird, not weird, but I just looked down at him one day and I just felt like this love come over me for my child finally, and I finally felt like complete as a mom. And she kind of has like the same thing that happens in this book. really felt for her. And that's a topic that you don't really hear about in motherhood. You just always hear, I just immediately loved my child and all that kind of stuff. But then you also have moms that are out there like, is something wrong with me? Like is something chemically wrong with me that I'm not gonna love my kid? But so those topics need to be had in books, and I really liked that this author included that in this book because it was very important and people need to talk more about that. So there's that. The next poll that I had for this video is this one right here, and this book won. So I'm gonna be reading this. This is another like true crime, well, not true crime. This is like a crime thriller, and it also is talking about trans people, and the lawyer that is in this book is a trans person. She has a client who is also trans who was arrested for murder of a senator. So they are working together to try to figure out like who really killed the senator, you know? So that's what this book is about. I wanted to read this because it has diverse characters in it, and I love reading diverse books, so I'm glad that this was picked. And I also wanted to show you my new shirt. So I got this off of Amazon. It has like little Bible verses on it, and it has the, you know, it's just pretty. So I just wanted to show you that because it's all about butterflies. But I'm gonna read this. I'll fill you in about 50%, and let you know how I feel about this book. See ya. Good morning. I'm here to update you on this video and this book. This is By Way of Sorrow by Robin Geigel, and I'm at the halfway mark of this book. This book is very intense. It's hard to read sometimes. It has a lot of commentary in here that's important. It's teachable. There are a lot of terms in here that are used about the transgender community that a reader like myself might not know because I'm still learning. And it's just, I think this is a very impactful book at the rate that it's going now. This book is about a defense lawyer named Erin, and she is a transgender woman. She is representing a transgender woman named Charisse, and Charisse got into a situation where she is 19 years old and she is a sex worker. She gets with this guy, and he ends up being one of a top senators for New Jersey's son, and he ends up being murdered, supposedly, in this book. And this book is just taking you through the journey that Erin and her partner are going through, trying to defend Charisse and giving her the, like, a fair trial like she's supposed to. But there are so many obstacles standing in their way right now. And we're talking about politicians here, we're talking about the government, we're talking about judges being deeply rooted in some money, like political money, those type of things. So it's a very political driven book. But and if you don't know me, me and political things do not get along very well, because I can see a lot from a mile away. But I digress. So this book has been very interesting to read, but it's super fast paced. Like I said, it has a lot of good commentary. It has a lot of things that are teachable moments, especially for someone like me who's still learning about the transgender community and about different terms to use and terms that are not appropriate to use for transgender people, you know. And it's just been it's been a very educational read, even though it is fiction. And it's been a hard read because this book goes back as well to Charisse's younger days and Erin's younger days, and it talks about how people aren't accepting them for who they are. And it's one of those books. My husband's shooting me a bird right now. I'm keeping that in there too. But it's just one of those books that I think is a very important read if you can read it, because it is, like I said, it's a very hard-hitting book, and there are some things in here that are not for everyone based on just like the subject matter and how intense it does get. But I am enjoying this book. I am enjoying this book and I am flying through it. It has been, it's been a pretty good ride so far. And I can tell you this, Aaron don't play around, and I like that in my characters. I like it when characters do not bend over backwards for people, do not take crap from people, and stand up for themselves and stand up for the people that deserve to be stood up for, you know? I like that in my characters. So that's that for 4 minutes in. Now we're gonna get to the like butterfly part of this, and I went online. You know, I always wear my hair up because it's just easier being a mom and being lazy like me. So I went online and I ordered these little clips. Another thing too is that my child likes to, sorry, my nose itching. My child likes to steal all of my hair clips, so I went ahead and bought some more. And you scared me. Yeah, you did. But I went online and bought some of these butterfly clips. They're the clam clips, you know, that we all put it in our hair. There's a black one, there's a pink one, there's a gray one, and then there is a tan one. So I just went online and bought a bunch of these. I'm going to go ahead and put the black one in my hair because once I actually get dressed for today, it's going to match my outfit. Please do not pay attention to my hair right now. It's a little wacky. I just put it up wet when, you know, you're not supposed to do that, but I did that. So you can see how my hair looks with this clip. Probably won't be able to see it since my hair is like almost black anyways, but just wanted to see how it's gonna look and how good it holds. So let's see. See it? It's pretty good grip. But if you want to see, if you want to buy these, I'll leave the link in the description down below because they're really cute. They're really good quality. It's like a super thick, like soft touch material, so it's going to be a good grip for your hair. But I usually just use these goodie ones, and they have like a good grip in them too. Those are my favorite, but I've been looking for some cute ones like this, because you know they're all trendy now, and they're butterflies. So okay, there we go. I will update you when I finish this book right here. Hey everyone, here to update you on this video right here. I finished By the Way of Sorrow by Robin Geigel, and I ended up giving this 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed this book. Even though I don't really like political thrillers, I enjoyed this one because it had more of the, like, there's a lot of political things going on in here that just weren't right, but it was also a more legal thriller, and I really like legal thrillers. It kind of reminded me of watching or reading like a SVU type, like this is like a SVU type book. I really enjoyed that. I also really liked the dynamic that Erin and Swish had. That's her partner, or her lawyer partner. I really liked their dynamic. They go way back. They know each other very well. They know each other's secrets. They know each other's backgrounds, but they don't ever look down on each other for that. They support each other. I really enjoyed that part. But in this book, you follow Erin through her transition as a trans woman. You follow her transition between romance. You follow it through her career, because this is the first time that she's ever had this type of case where it's for a transgender woman as well, and she's trying to get this other woman off of, like, out of a murder case, and she's trying to pinpoint what went wrong and pinpoint what the person, like, who Charisse killed, why she did it the way she did it. And it was very interesting, just the build up behind that whole thing. It is very dramatic. Like, there's a lot of stuff that goes on in here. It's super fast paced, and I really liked it. It wasn't a 5-star for me. It was a 4.5 star. It wasn't an all the way 5-star for me, just because the ending, like, I wanted the ending to be a little bit longer. The ending happened so fast, and it was just like boom, and it was done. I really wanted some more fleshed out character. Like, I really wanted some more fleshed out. I wanted some more background of Charisse, because you get little bitty bits and pieces, but you don't really understand her as a character like you do Erin, going through her transition and seeing why her family is the way she is and everything. I really wanted more of that aspect. And you see throughout the book, you see Charisse and Erin start getting closer, but their relationship just like I don't know, I just wanted more from that relationship altogether. But I really did, like, I really liked this book. I think it's an excellent book. I think it has a lot of really good discussions that you need to have. You learn a lot through this. I learned a lot through this, and that's what I really like out of my books, especially when we have a diverse book. I really like to learn about different people than me, you know. And I am going to continue with this series. I really enjoyed it. It's going to follow Erin and Swish again, and I'm super excited. The next book in this series is called Survivor's Guilt, and I'm super excited to pick it up. So, next book on the agenda is this one, A Beastly Kind of Earl by Mia Vinci. And y'all, this book did not get picked throughout this whole video. I mean, it got picked, but it wasn't like a winner, you know? It wasn't a winner. But after reading this, I need something lighthearted, and I need something that's a little bit more my speed, you know? And this book seems like it's a lighthearted romance. It's gonna be funny. It is a Grump Sunshine romance. It is a, like, not an arranged marriage. Well, it's sort of like an arranged marriage. So what I have here, it's a historical romance. Like I said, Sunshine Grumpy. It's a fake relationship, and our main protagonist here, Thea, uses a fake name, and Raph pretends not to know and marries her anyways. So it just seems like it's going to be an automatic fun time, and I'm really excited about this. And I know that this wasn't like chosen by Instagram and everything, but I'm choosing it. I'm choosing to end this vlog on this book right here, and I really need it to be a lot more loving than this one. Okay, I really need it to be. I just need it to be a cute romance, and I think that it's going to be, and I have high expectations. But yeah, this is the next book that I'm reading in this, and I'll see you when I'm halfway. Hey, here to update you on this video, obviously, and I wanted to show you the next, like, butterfly thing for this video. It's really cool. So we got Charles for his birthday. His birthday was September 24th, and he got like a little butterfly net thing, like to raise butterflies, and it came with a voucher to get 5 or 6 caterpillars, and you can raise them, and then you can put them in the butterfly net, and they'll like hatch and stuff like that. So it's our little house experiment that we're doing with butterflies right now. He's very excited. When we first got them, look how big they were. See that? When we first got them, they were like this big, and now they're huge. There's a couple on the lid. So basically, when they start actually cocooning themselves, then we'll put them in the butterfly net, and then they'll morph into butterflies, you know? Teaching him about, what do they do? What butterflies do. I forgot. Metamorphosis, there we go. So we're teaching him about that, and he's really excited, and I'm really excited because we're gonna have, they're called painted lady butterflies, and I'll probably put a picture here of what they look like, but I'm really excited about it. And then we can let them out in the wild, and then they can go live their lives for 2 weeks. They're really sad, like they only live like 2 weeks. Anyways, okay, getting way off topic. I wanted to fill you in on this book right here. I am over halfway. I did not stop halfway through because I was really enjoying this book. This book is an unexpected surprise We have obviously a grumpy hero, and we have a sunshine heroine. They get married illegally, basically, because she gets married under her sister's name. He knows that going into it that she's not really her sister Helen, she's Thea, but he doesn't care because he has his own agenda getting married to her. And their dynamic is really funny. She is very like bubbly, lively, like the sunshine, you know, and he is the total opposite. But you find out later on why he is the way he is, and she has this like persona that she portrays to people, but it's really not how she actually is, because she's hiding something that happened to her. And they both come from traumatic things that have happened in their past, but the way that they come together and the way that they are forming a relationship, I really enjoy. The only thing about Thea is I don't know her age, but she acts younger than she actually is, I think. But she's also really funny, and she puts Raph in his place. He is the total grump you would expect, but he's also very kind and very generous and like a cuddly teddy bear once you get away from his appearance. And Thea doesn't care about his appearance whatsoever, and I think that's one of the main reasons why he's like super intrigued with her, because everyone's scared of him and she's not. She just goes like full force at him, and she's like, she tells him how it is. She's also known to be very mischievy, and he likes that about her, and they get into a lot of trouble together, which is funny too. But I'm just really enjoying this book. This is a breath of fresh air after reading some of the books that I have read lately. Not that they were bad, but I just needed something lighthearted like this and funny. And not to say that it does not have some darker themes to it as well. You find those out later in the book, but I'm really enjoying this book. Hey everyone, here to update you on this video. I ended up finishing A Beastly Kind of Earl by Mia Vancey, and I ended up giving it 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed this book. It was a lot of fun. It was funny, it was lighthearted. It did have some darker themes in it, but overall it was just a really enjoyable read. I know that I've told you about this book, but this is about a girl named Thea and about a guy named Rafe. And Rafe is an earl, and Thea has been kind of blacklisted. Well, not kind of. She's been blacklisted from her family and her community because of rumors that were not true about her. So this is kind of has like a little revenge story to it as well. Rafe and Thea get together because Rafe said that he is going to marry Thea's sister Helen. He knows that going into the marriage that it's actually Thea that he is marrying, but he just wants to do it to spite someone as well. And just their dynamic is really funny. Like, their dynamic is funny. Thea is very bubbly, she's sunshiny, she does have some things that are going on in her past. Like I said, she was ostracized from her family because of a rumor. But overall, she's just a very bubbly person, whereas Rafe is very grumpy. Everyone's scared of him. He has a scar across his face. There's rumors going around that he might be like a killer, or he's just a rough and tumble kind of person, you know? So Thea really does balance him out. He balances her out. They help each other. They come together. Their relationship has a lot of angst to it. They're attracted to each other. And it was just like all in all a very good book, and I really enjoyed it. So 4.5 out of 5 stars. Enjoyed the book. I plan on continuing with the series, and this ends this butterfly vlog. This butterfly vlog has been a long journey, but it has been fun, and I really enjoyed getting to read books that my Instagram followers helped. If you're not following me on Instagram, please make sure that you do that. All of my Instagram handles are down below. I also have like a home decor thing that I really don't post on, but I've been better lately. But go ahead and hit that subscribe button before you leave too. Make sure you give me a comment down below letting me know if you like this video. I plan on doing some more like this, but I'll need your help. So yeah, that's the end of this video, and I hope that you enjoyed it. I'll see you later. And I'll keep you updated on the butterflies that we have because they're starting to cocoon. Like the caterpillars, you know? Okay, anyways. Okay, bye. Update on the butterfly situation. Look at here. We have a butterfly, y'all. You can't really see it very well. We got a butterfly. Cool. One of them finally like came out of its cocoon. Yay! I'm so excited.
Here. I think they're staying there.
They don't camp on us, so I probably have to get them.
Hey.
Alright, watch out. Nope, nope, don't close that. This is his nectar.
Oh, you got the nectar.